Hello, my lovers! Welcome to another Character Tuesday! Yes! Welcome, lovers, welcome. I am so excited to be with you guys this week. And of course, I know you must be wondering, what am I going to be coming with this week as your chief labber? Well, let me tell you, this week it's all about the power of the senses. Yes! So, of course, as you know, transporting your readers with every sense is no menial task. This skill takes commitment and sincere attention to detail. That is, to get it right, as well as to keep your readers engaged using all senses. So, my labbers, what I want you guys to do is to focus on these five pro tips that I'm going to be giving you this week to help you create characters in fictional writing with depth and dimension. So let's go. So now for our pro tips. The first pro tip I'm going to give you this week is use all five senses. Yes. Use sensory details to describe the character's appearance, the character's smell, taste, touch, and sound. Because remember, when you're using all five senses, you're giving your readers an opportunity to enter your character's world through a sensory immersion, and that's always better than giving your readers creating images for them, visual or mental images. It's always best to use sensory to help your reader to connect. The next subpoint under this is I want you to show your character's personality. Use your sensory details to show the character's personality and to reveal their thoughts and feelings. And I know you've heard me talk about thoughts, feelings, and motivations before, but do remember, thoughts, feelings, and motivations of a character is what really makes up the substance of who that character is and the role they're going to play in your story or your tale. So getting them to demonstrate their feelings, emotions, motivations, and thoughts is a very important part of your role as the writer. Because if they show no emotion, then you're going to have a character that's not as rounded, engaging, or as interesting as the storyline will need. So this brings us to our next point, our second point, which is going to be focus on the mood. It's all about the mood, baby. Use your sensory details to create mood and to reveal the character's emotional state. Now, I know you guys know what mood is, so I don't need to go any further. So the third pro tip, show habits. Now, as you know, as humans, we're all creatures of habits. So we're habit forming creatures. So in that being said, using your sensory details, you're going to be showing the character's habits and routines. For example, if you have a character like a Sherlock Holmes character, you're going to show what Sherlock Holmes likes to do at the end of a day versus what he likes to do first thing in the morning. And you're going to tell the story, or you're going to evolve your storyline showing the routine things he does and also showing breaking that routine, which brings us to the next point. Point number 4, background says it all. Now, I want you to use your sensory details to reveal the background information, of course, that's your background information about the character, and to reveal their personality. Remember, your background information is key in helping to develop who your character is, as well as in helping to develop your storyline. So get your background information right, because that lays your foundation for a very intriguing, interesting, and suspense-filled story. And this brings us to point number 5. And that's going to be motivation. Now, I want you to use your sensory details to reveal your character's motivations and to reveal their thoughts and feelings. Now, I've crafted the perfect example for you labbers, because I know sometimes it can be hard when you're getting these 5 points and you're not quite sure how to relate. So I'm going to make that connection for you. The example I'm giving in terms of motivation this week is focusing on a serial killer character who gets next to a lady on the train, and of course, using monologue, he goes on and on and on about how he starts sweating at the very scent of her and the metallic taste, similar to that of blood, which fills his mouth and drowns his consciousness. Now, labbers, implementing, or should I say, putting in a sentence or set of sentences like those in your work is definitely going to make the difference for your character who happens to be a serial killer, of course, on the sly, just taking the bus or the train on an everyday mission, versus your character who is very deliberate about it. Understand? So what we're doing is we're using the senses, the sense of feel, the sense of hearing, tasting, smelling, seeing. We're using all these senses to help bring out the different qualities in our characters and to give us basically the hooks we need to keep our readers engaged and to get that bestseller quality. So, labbers, I'm going to leave you this week with 2 points to remember. Senses awaken imagination. And that's what I did in that last example. And lastly, let's continue bringing stories to life, one sense at a time. Thank you so much, labbers, for tuning in to Character Tuesdays. And I look forward to seeing you next week when I'm going to be bringing you some important character building information. Love, peace, and light. Bye, labbers.